crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. Thank you so much for stopping by today. We are going to be making a tower card. Now, we showed this card on our paper pumpkin for July, so if you click up here, you'll be able to go to that video and look at all the cards that we created. It's a fun, easy card to make that has so many different ways that you can make it. So let's head down to the crafting table. Let's get started. First thing I'd like to do is show you the dimensions. So why don't you go ahead and take a screenshot of this, and that way you don't have to worry about writing it down. But remember, it will be over on our blog on creativemomentsbyg.com, so you can head over there as well. We're going to go ahead and grab our 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and now we're going to cut this down to size. We need our 8.5, but we just only need 5.5. So we're going to go ahead and make a normal A2 card, and then we're going to put some score lines on it. So we're going to go ahead and move this out of the way because we don't want our cutter anywhere close to the card. And we are going to score at 1 inch, 2, 3, and then we're just going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. And now we have our fan that is going to set our card up on the side. So the next thing we need to do is go ahead and take a pencil, and we are simply going to put tick marks at every 1/2 inch. And you need to do it on the other side as well. Now we're going to go ahead and draw our lines across our paper so that we cut in exactly the same place. So we need to go ahead and just draw right here on the center 2 areas. We see our line, so we're going to draw right there, all the way down. Now you will just fold this over flat, just like this. And we are simply going to cut to that score line. So if you position your scissors just right, you only have to make 1 cut instead of cutting it twice. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. I like to do that because it's much faster. Okay, and we're simply going to flip it over and cut the same area. Okay, fold this flat, and now take a moment and erase all those tick marks. It just takes a second. We told you that there were several different varieties. There's a variety of a tower card where you keep all these cuts. Then there's another one where it's popped out like this, and you have to cut a certain measurement to do that. Some of them even have a larger flap, and they use measurements to not cut this area. But what our trick is go ahead and cut all the marks on here, and you can go back and later on, you see how we did this? You'll just put your mat over the entire area. And that way, for your card class, you might have some people that want to go ahead and use every area, and they just pop it down like this. And then you might have some that want to use the design where they go ahead and they pop it up and they just put a mat down to cover this entire area. So that's our little tip. Go ahead and cut all these score lines so that you have the option to do whatever design you want to do. So let's go ahead and look at that. Another tip to pop this up is to use your bone folder and just weave it in and out, in and out. And then you simply turn it. And look how it gives you your lines already. But we're going to keep that flat for now because we're going to go ahead and decorate. Now we have already cut out all our areas and based on the dimensions that we showed you earlier. So let's get out our glue and get this laid down. We are going to start with the inside sentiment. And we have selected a gold to lay down first. So let's go ahead and get our paper laid down. And now we're going to mat it with another mat, just like this. And once you have these score lines, it's such an easy card to make. And stay with us because we have several cards to show you that we've created using this design. Next, we're going to go ahead and put our panels on the side. So once again, we have our gold that we're going to lay down on both sides. And now we are using that beautiful DSP. Supplies and materials listed below the video. This is artistically inked, I believe. Just beautiful. We're going to go ahead and lay that down as a mat. Go to the other side. And now we have our layers that we are going to use. And remember, I told you the technique. Let's go ahead and open this up and use our bone folder. Once again, we're weaving in and out, and fold it over. And now it just sits up perfectly. I love these cards because they sit up so beautifully. And now on the sentiment, remember we talked about the different designs. So you could just put this right over the top and it looks as if you went ahead and figured out a way to not cut this area right here. But you didn't. You just simply put a mat on it, which I think works so nicely because you might have other people that are interested in using all these cuts. And you can just create your own little mats to go over however you want to design it. So let's go ahead and stamp this right here. We're going to use Thanks. This Thanks actually comes from the stamp set Artistically Inked, and we love this. So we're going to use Night of Navy, and we're going to put it right in the corner here. And just hold it for good contact. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and get our layers matted. And we are going to set this one up on dimensionals. Okay, let's see what this looks like. We're going to mount it right here, and then we have one more thing we want to add. So let's go ahead and put our glue right across here. And we can lay this flat. Really just hold it down there for a second so that it adheres really well. Look at that. So pretty. That gold just makes it pop. But we also have a cutout. We use the die set from that stamp set, and we are going to put this right here. Just let it hang over. So we are only going to put some glue right here on the edges so that some of our leaves will stay popped up. And look at that. Just very simple decorations, but my goodness, just added to the beauty of it. So another technique you can use with this tower card is you can certainly put something on the other side for your sentiment card. Remember I showed you we have another card. Let's take a look at those cards. Look at this beautiful card. Oh my goodness, we use this DSP. We use the die set to cut out some plants. And we also added to the back for a place for the sentiment. So we added a sentiment, but you still have plenty of room to write. So here is this card. We love this card. Now we have another one. Look at this one. This is a beautiful fall leaf arrangement. We have this beautiful DSP, some beautiful plants on the front. You were there and I'm very grateful. This one we didn't decorate the sentiment back because we just wanted to leave it blank. so that you could add your sentiment. Still just beautiful. And finally, we wanted to go ahead and do a Christmas card. Now, the way we came up with that tip to go ahead and leave all your score lines was this one. We had to come up with all new dimensions to create this area right here that was not cut like this. And we just thought, why do that? Go ahead and cut it like this all the way down, and you can just always pop these up or down and you can have a whole nother design. But we love this Christmas. We use that wreath to create a whole focal point in the middle. Just another design to really show off this tower card. Well, what do you think about these tower cards? Aren't they easy and they're so versatile? You can create any kind of design you want with this, whether you use all the score lines or you just use some of the score lines to give you more areas to put your sentiment. We hope that you got a little inspiration and you give us a thumbs up. We sure would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel. We want you to go out, have a fantastic day, and remember, be kind to yourself and others, and be creative in your crafting. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.